everyone, and welcome to Bluegrass Planet Radio. I am your host, DJ Delta Dawn, and I am so thrilled to be here with you on this Friday Eve. I mean, gosh, this has been a fast week, and what makes it even faster is the fact that the holidays are just less than 2 weeks away. I mean, can you believe that? And so it's been a great week. I hope it has been for you as well, and I want to welcome everyone to our show this evening. If you are a first-time listener, if you're brand new to our program tonight, welcome aboard. We're so glad to have you with us, and I tell you, you picked a great night to join us because our guest tonight, I am a huge fan of. The first time I heard their music, I was blown away. The sheer talent of this band is unbelievable and unsurpassed, and they are based out of Callahan, Florida. They are a full-time national touring band. They have been steadily winning fans and devotees with their high-energy performances, impeccable vocal harmonies, and inspiring country-flavored bluegrass music. And they began in 2008, and they haven't stopped since. They have been going strong, and momentum continues to build for this band. They are doing some great things in the world of bluegrass music. They're up and coming. They're getting a lot of airplay, a lot of recognition, and they've got a brand new album out that is, in my opinion, one of the best that I've heard this year. The vocals and the harmonies on it are just unbelievable. And the lead vocalist, Brianna Harris, she is just one of the best female vocalists I've heard in bluegrass music in a very long time, and the band as a whole is just great. And so I'm just blown away. I'm a little bit speechless because you know, it's kind of like here in North Carolina, we have so many bluegrass bands, and every time I see one perform, it's the same feeling. This genre of music is unlike any other genre out there, and the talent is so incredible, and, you know, you can't fake the kind of talent that is, you know, that you find in other genres of music, and it's just very raw, it's very real, and it's unsurpassed. And so I'm very excited to welcome to our program this evening the Harris family, and better known as Trinity River Band. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
We can hear you.
Well, I can hear you guys just as well, and thank you so very much for being on our program this evening.
Thank you very much for having us, Dawn.
Well, it is such an honor. I tell you, as I was saying, it was no exaggeration in the intro. You guys really blew me away the first time I heard your music. And, Sarah, I just have to start with you. Your vocals are unbelievable. I mean, when I actually could not believe that you guys were just kind of this unknown gem in the world of bluegrass music in the state of Florida. You know, at first I was like going, okay, are they from North Carolina, you know, Virginia kind of, and have I missed them somehow? And then I realized that Florida is where you guys are from, and, you know, and great state, by the way, but it's just amazing that you guys have gotten the success and the notoriety and the recognition that you have in such a short amount of time. It is it's quite incredible.
Yeah, we have to agree. It's part of it's not even expected. We love what we do. That we get to do it together as a family just makes it that much more fulfilling and enjoyable. So we're very thankful for all the recognition that we've gotten thus far. And then, like I said, to be doing what we love, that's just the topper on the cake.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that's anybody, you know, if you're actually getting to do what you love, it doesn't get much better than that, in truth. And you guys as a family, I'm just curious, and I'm sure many of the listeners out there might be curious, how did you all decide, or when did you decide? Obviously, you started in 2008, but how did this come about for you? I mean, what made you decide, hey, we want to go out and play for crowds and make music? Was this kind of a collective effort, or did one of you decide, you know, I want to pick up an instrument and learn, and it just kind of went from there? How did it all happen?
Yeah, it was the last one. What you said. That's my fault. When it started with me when I was 12 years old, I told my dad that I wanted to learn how to play guitar, and he'd been playing all of his life, and I'd heard him play all of my life. So I went to him, and he taught me some chords, and I came back, and I'd known more than he'd taught me. And then I think that following year, in that fall, we went to a Bluegrass festival all together as a family, and that Christmas, Josh asked for a banjo, my brother, and my mom, Dad bought her a mandolin, and thus the family band was born. But it was really just for us, so I'll let Dad take the last half of the performing, where that came into play. I'll let him take that one.
Yeah, you know, the truth is that if you have a child that wants to play something, you know, I think all of us probably think, well, we'll see how far this goes. Sarah really surprised me, and then Josh surprised me in his turn. And then after we'd gone to the Bluegrass Festival that we got to go to, everybody in the family loved the music. I already had been, you know, I heard my first bluegrass decades ago. So I think the very first modern bluegrass I heard was Tony Rice's Manzanita album, which was a good place to start for me as a guitar player. Everybody else fell in love with it at that point. Now, that's not how the band still looks, though. You probably know that at least she didn't stick real long with the mandolin. We actually had a bass player for a short time that was outside of the family. That didn't last a long time. We early on experienced how difficult it was to have to coordinate with someone else. So what we did is we stuck my wife with the bass. I said, how would you like to play the bass? And she said, well, you're going to play it.
And I love it, Dawn.
Well, I think that's incredible, and I love the fact that you guys, as a family unit, are doing something that you all love collectively, and it's something you can all enjoy doing together, you know, and it just really solidifies that family unit as a whole, I think. You know, I think it's almost better than sitting around the dinner table eating, you know, and I'm sure when you do, you're probably discussing what music you're going to play next. But, you know, it's a great dynamic that a lot of families don't get to experience, but one that I feel like with you guys is very unique and something that you'll always get to do together, which I think is awesome.
I think so. Yeah, I was a teacher, Dawn, when we first started, and when 2010 hit, we began our touring. When I first toured out west in 2010, came back that school year, I was really praying about what to do because I couldn't really do full-time teaching and full-time music, but I knew that God had opened a door for our family to do this when our children now are with us, and it was one of those opportunities that my husband and I knew that if we don't take this, we're going to regret this. So I actually retired from teaching, and we all started doing music full-time, pouring our life into this. And looking back, we are so thankful for all the places that we've got to play, a lot of churches, festivals, fairs, rodeos, private venues. It just opened the door for us to be able to do this as a family, and we have no regrets. We're just looking forward to a bright future.
Well, that's an experience for your children that they couldn't have gotten anywhere else. There's no amount of schooling or education in one setting like that could ever give them the experiences that they are getting, you know, on the road and seeing all the many different places and meeting all the different people. Wow, what a rewarding experience for all of you.
It is. We're very thankful.
Especially for Brianna, who's homeschooled. You want to say something, Brianna, how you feel? She'll be 12 in February, Dawn, so she's actually homeschooled. Sarah and Josh are graduated, and you want to say something?
Hi, how are you? How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. How are you enjoying all of this, Brianna?
It's really fun. I enjoy traveling and meeting new people and working on new music and just performing on stage. I just love it all.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Now, what instrument do you play?
I play the fiddle and sing.
Oh, boy. And the fiddle, from what I understand, is not one of the easier instruments to learn. So you are taking on quite an instrument there. And you're 12. Just imagine what you'll be doing when you're 18 and your brother and sister's age, you know?
Oh,
that's right.
Yeah, I can't wait.
That's what we're hoping for.
Well, I think that's awesome. Now, you guys have been touring quite a bit, and I know, Lisa, when I spoke to you last night, you said that next year you guys are hoping to shoot for, about 120 dates on the road, and that's going to be no small feat, but one that I'm sure you will accomplish undoubtedly. When do you anticipate that cranking up for next year, for 2014?
Well, actually, what we're going to be doing, we're playing at the Jekyll Island New Year's Festival right after I think it's the 4th of January. We'll be playing that up there on Saturday, so we get to see our buddy Rhonda Vincent, and I think little Roy and Lizzie are going to be there. Marty Raven's going to be there. So we'll be sharing the stage with them that day. We're actually looking towards the busiest February we've ever had. I think we already at this point have 12 or so, 13 things, something like that in February. So it's already cranked up. We had 95 shows this year in 2013, and we think that the 120 is doable. We're finding we're at the point now where people are finally starting to call us about festivals and shows and performing arts centers, so that's a good feeling.
That's a good place to be.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's a great problem to have, as they say, right?
Yeah.
You know, when people are calling you and you're not having to seek out, you know, places to play, I think that's awesome. And that's a real testament to your success as a band and as a family unit performing together. Now, one of the things that I absolutely love about you guys, aside from the fact you are a family and you're making music together, is this album that you have out. I was blown away when I heard it. It is just incredible. And, again, I go back to your vocals, Sarah. I mean, you are amazing in the way you sing. You just make it. I've seen, you know, your videos of you perform, all of you guys performing, and the way you sound and the way you perform, it's like you just make it look effortless. And I mean, you're incredibly talented. All of you are, but your harmony vocals and everything are quite impressive as well. And talk a little bit about this album, because I know that when you go into the studio sometimes to put together a project like this, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to do. And about how long did it take you guys from start to finish to complete this?
Today it don't look like rain. That album probably took us 3 or 4 months from start to finish, from learning the music, figuring out what songs we wanted to do, and then getting in the studio and recording them, and the finishing process and everything, probably close to 4 months by the time we released it.
And the reason for that, part of the reason for that is we actually have our own studio. We have a separate building that we built and have constituted our own studio over the years now, and equipped it with everything that we could equip it with. So it's been a learning process, this last one. So the reason it took so long is we had to do everything. The only thing we did not do was the artwork for the jacket, which was done by the very, very talented
Anthony Ladd.
And we'll give him handsome too, won't we? We'll go ahead.
Sure.
We'll give him handsome too. He did that, and we had the mastering done by Mountain Fever Studios.
Well, and the artwork on the album is exquisite. I love it. I love the coloring. And also, I want to compliment you guys on your website, because when I first visited your website the first time, I was just, I don't know, there's something about the colors, the background colors on that website that is just very appealing, very soothing. It just kind of draws you in, and it's very pleasant to look at. And, you know, it just fits with the style of music that you do, but it's so different from most websites you see out there. So whoever designed that for you guys did an awesome job. It is really stellar and incredible.
Thank you. Anthony Ladd also did that. We did our pictures, and we handed it off to him, and we helped pick out. He gave us options, and we picked it out. We wanted everything to be uniform, and whenever you're a professional national touring band, you like to be uniform, and you like to present yourself to people in a professional kind of way. And thank you very much, Dawn.
Oh, you're very welcome. I mean, and you guys come across as being extremely professional, and of course, it doesn't take 5 seconds for someone to realize that you guys mean business when you're performing. So, as good as your music is, now this recent project is really getting a lot of airplay. The song "What Did I Ever Do?" That is a great song. I mean, that features you, Sarah, along with Josh Williams from Rhonda Vincent and the Rage. And talk a little bit about how that collaboration, you know, with Josh came to be.
Well, we'd met Josh Williams, I think, a couple years prior to actually, we've been friends with him for a few years now. We met him at IBMA in Nashville one year that we went. And ever since then, of course, we all, you know, we're would be, oh, it'd be so cool for y'all to sing together and, you know, do a duet or something. And Dad had written that song, What Did I Ever Do? It was one that he had written a long time ago, actually. And then whenever we had asked Josh if he would be willing to do a duet with me, Dad, he wrote that song, and he rewrote the last verse and rewrote it so that it could be a duet. And we were all very honored and so happy that Josh was willing and really wanted to sing with me on that song. And that's probably my favorite one on the CD. If I had to pick a favorite, it was really hard to pick a favorite.
Well, you answered my question, because I was going to ask you guys if you had a favorite, and I love that song as well. I mean, it's a beautiful duet. It's done very well, and you and Josh, your voices together just complement one another. I hope this won't be the last duet you guys do together, because it's a great collaboration.
Yeah, thank you very much. I loved how that one turned out, and of course, thanks to Dad for, you know, putting the pen to paper.
Well, that's where it all begins, isn't it? You have to start with that idea and that song, so, you know, before it can become a reality. Now, talk a little bit about any new music that you guys might be working on. Can we expect a new project or a new EP or something in the new year at some point, or is that kind of just touring's going to kind of take front stage right now?
Well, actually, we have completed our last show, as many other bands have. You know, things slowed down in December. We have always traditionally gotten in the studio around now, and we'll be actually releasing 2 new albums in the first quarter of 2014. One's going to be this Bluegrass/Americana album that we're working on right now, and another is going to be a gospel compilation. But the album that we're actually in our studio right now. We've been working on it today, as we speak. But we have some, you know, terrific friends that are songwriters. We've got songs on the next album that are going to be by Carl Jackson, Larry Cordell, Brink Brinkman, Jeff Barber, and Sarah Perkle, me. Sarah's got another one on this. So this album is going to be more us than any album before. We all have very wide-ranging musical tastes, and you know how that works. You listen to it, you pull it inside yourself, and then when you're a musician, you try to make it come out, and by the time you finally make it to the term artist, you're able to kind of take what you've heard and bundle it all together and throw it in the pan, and it comes out biscuits of your own making.
Mm-hmm.
And that's we're wanting to do this time, and I think that everybody that loves our music is going to really love this next album that we put out. We're putting our heart and soul in it.
Well, I have no doubt. I mean, if it's anything like, you know, your previous releases, especially the current release, it is going to be phenomenal, and I can hardly wait, really. You guys are so good, and you're so tight as a band. I mean, it sounds like you've been doing this for decades. It really does.
Sure.
And so as time goes on, I mean, as you guys continue to play more venues and gain more following and more notoriety, I mean, it's just a matter of time. I think you guys have the potential of being, you know, Entertainer of the Year through the IBMA. Sarah, I fully expect you're going to get a Female Vocalist of the Year award at some point. And, you know,
I hope you're right.
Yeah, definitely. You're a great vocalist. I mean, and as a matter of fact, I have a DJ friend who lives here locally. He's been, you know, following Bluegrass, and he does his own little Bluegrass show in my local area. And I sent him a note today, and I said, "Have you heard of the Trinity River Band?" I mean, he's, oh yeah, and, you know, and I mean, it's interesting because we're here in North Carolina, but he's very well versed in the world of Bluegrass, and so, but yeah, it's just a matter of time. And the thing that excites me is that, you know, the IBMA this year moved to Raleigh, North Carolina from Nashville, and it's supposed to be here another 2 years from what I understand. So my goal is to go next year and hopefully meet a lot of the artists. Do you guys anticipate being able to come to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
I really hope we get a chance to meet you. That would be so wonderful.
Yes.
Well, my goal is definitely going to be there because I there's so many people I want to meet and talk to and just chat with, and especially those like you guys that I've actually interviewed on the show here. It would be nice to just meet in person, you know. But it's so exciting for our state that the IBMA is here now, because we just welcome them with open arms. I mean, this is a huge thing for North Carolina, and we're so steeped in bluegrass, you know, independent bluegrass artists and bands all throughout our state. Some of which are IBMA contenders, some that are up and coming, but it seems fitting that the IBMA landed here, you know, for the next few years at least. So it's exciting.
Yeah, we really enjoyed it. Raleigh just really rolled out the red carpet awesome. for the, you know, to walk down through downtown Raleigh and hear bluegrass music over the city speakers was just a really wonderful experience. I thought that was just fantastic.
Well, you know, it's been such a rich tradition in our state for so long, and you know, we're home to Merle Fest, which has been a part of our state for years and years and years, and they've already, you know, got their lineup scheduled for next year's event, which is going to be taking place in late April. So, you know, so many artists come from all over to that event in itself, and I think North Carolina just prides itself on the rich history of bluegrass music and the many, many bands that just reside here in our state, and it's a proud feeling. And so I'm so glad the IBMA is here and that Raleigh just embraced it, which is our state capital, and took it and ran with it, and hopefully it'll be here to stay for a very long time to come.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We have some very good friends that are darn sure tickled it's there. Skip Cherry Holmes and Steve Dilling just couldn't be happier.
Well, you know, there are lots of bluegrass fans out there that are very happy it's here too. You know, Nashville is great to have it. It was great when it was in Nashville, but it just seems like it. You know, it has its own place here, and that you don't, you know, it's set apart from the country music genre per se, and it really can just have a place of its own to call home. And I love that. I love that for bluegrass artists everywhere, because, you know, now they can feel that as well.
Right. Like when it was in, like you said, whenever it was in Nashville, you know, I liked it being there too. But now it being in Raleigh, it doesn't feel like a little fish in a huge pond anymore. It feels really right.
Yeah, well, and hopefully it will be here to stay for a good while. Just because it's great for our state, and I love the fact that so many of our local artists can be there and mix and mingle with artists like you guys who have made it, so to speak, and just learn from each other, because I love the camaraderie of this genre. It's nothing like it, and it can't be compared to any other genre out there. It is really unique and different, and is totally set apart from all other genres of music combined, in my opinion. So it just seems fitting. Like you said, it's just right. So you guys have a full slate starting early in January, and you're going to be rolling pretty much all year next year. And we'd love to see you guys perform in North Carolina. Do you have any dates scheduled at this time for North Carolina at any point in time, other than the IBMA, of course?
Actually, yes, we do. I would have to dig my schedule out to look at it, but I know we play a benefit in Haywood County, I think in the late spring with Balsam Range. It's in July. That's actually in the middle of summer. Just us and them. We always enjoy that. We have some things that are around IBMA that are going to be there. We're actually going to be there before that, though. Aren't we going to be up there in possibly February? We have a bunch in North Carolina. Lisa's mama and papa actually live in Waynesville, North Carolina, which is towards the west end of the state, one valley over from the Maggie Valley, which incidentally is also the same area that Balsam Range is from, but we're up there a very great deal. We love North Carolina. We'll be there a lot.
Well, that's awesome. Now, where I'm situated in North Carolina, I'm about in the center of the state. I'm about 40 minutes from Raleigh, and I'm about 3.5 hours from the mountains, the western part of the state, where Balsam Range is from, and where you're speaking of. But it's great. I mean, that's one of the things I love about our state is, you know, we're 3 hours from the coast, we're 3 hours from the mountains. It's a great day trip anywhere, any way you slice it. You know, and a lot of states can't say they have the coast on one end and the mountains on the other. So it's a great place to live.
And we definitely
the humidity.
That's absolutely true. You know, I would, if I could say one thing, you know, one thing we kind of did that we always like to make sure that we say, you know, we're a family that's together a lot, all the time. And obviously we've discovered that the family that plays together stays together, but, you know, we're also a praying family. I would be very remiss if I didn't point out that we are a Christian family, and we still play an awful lot of churches. That's where we got our start. And that is part of the secret of our success. If we didn't have the Lord in our life, we would probably have thrown at least one or two of us out the window of the bus.
Well,
yeah, we're not anywhere near perfect. We do really, not only do we love each other, we really do like each other. We have a good time together. Yeah. Some of that goofiness shows up on stage. People have told us that they really like our stage show because we're entertaining, and all we're doing is just kind of being ourselves on stage, so it makes it nice. But you know, it is the rock that we cling to, and it's what helps hold us in the place that we are.
Well, and I love what you just said, and thank you for sharing that, Mike, because, you know, being a Christian myself, I think it's the core center of any and everything that you can do. And you know, without God, we have nothing, and with Him we have everything. And when you're being led to do something, and you know without a doubt that it's Him in the middle of it, you know, it's crazy not to follow His lead, even if you don't know where you're being led. And I'm sure, you know, Lisa, as you were referring earlier about, you know, debating whether to step down from teaching to pursue this, you know, this music career, it was obviously leading of the Lord because of all the doors that have opened for you guys and all the places that you've seen and the things that have unfolded. Undoubtedly, on the backside of it, I'm sure you're all sitting there now going, yeah, definitely, this was God's will. And it's just those moments of clarity that really make you understand that, you know, we never can fail when we follow Him, for sure, even if we don't know where He's leading us, you know.
On my favorite verse is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding, in all your ways acknowledge Him, He will direct your path. That's been a verse that I've claimed since college, and God has led me through so many wonderful doors, and I know that as our family looks forward, we trust God for His plan, and we do ask Him, you know, to keep us in His plan. So we're excited. We're just so glad to be part of the world of Bluegrass. People are wonderful. We love Bluegrass festivals, and we meet a lot of great people in the churches we play, too. So it is just a very exciting, fulfilling call that we have, and we love it.
You know, one other thing, while we're kind of on that,
Mike.
Something about family, we would, as a family, like to just ask everyone, as we're all out here listening tonight, just saw that Ray Price has made the decision to return home, and he's going to be in hospice care. And you know, Ray Price is one of the good guys. He's been a good man. He's made a last statement where he has acknowledged that he's not worried about where he's going. He knows Jesus. He knows the Lord, and he'll see us all again one day. But we could all just pray for his family that he's going to leave behind. It looks like Ray is going to be gone from here soon. You know, we have so many times that we forget that we're all just human. We get to do what we do. It's music, and we love it. But we can never forget that we can't put these things of life in front of the ones that matter, and that's part of the secret that we've done. We always put our family first, and that's been the secret.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree with you more. And that's one of the things that I love so much about this genre of music is because the fellowship that goes on among the artists and the fans, and you know how everyone comes together, you know, in times of joy, in times of trial, whatever the case may be, and God is in the center of it all, and that's what I love about this genre. You don't find this in other forms of music, and it should, you know, that should be the case in every genre, but it's not, unfortunately. But bluegrass is really true to itself. It's true to its roots, and artists and fans alike don't forget that. And I think that's what makes it so special and so unique as a genre, and why it has had the long-standing tradition that it has, because of God being at the center of it all.
Yep, yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, you guys are absolutely phenomenal, and I look forward to meeting you when you come to North Carolina next year, whether it's seeing you play in Western North Carolina or seeing you at the IBMA or wherever it may be. I can't wait to meet you guys in person. But in the meantime, I would welcome you back anytime to talk about any new projects that you have coming out. And, of course, we will continue to play and promote your music here. I'm a fan and glad to be a fan and so happy to know you guys. And I wish you nothing but the very best of success in 2014, although you don't need the luck because you've got it already. But at the same time, I am very excited that I got to speak with you this evening. You guys are absolutely awesome.
Well, we really do appreciate it, Dawn. Thank you so much for having us tonight. And for everybody that's listening right now, we just want to say that we do have a website, trinityriverband.com, and they can also find us on Facebook. In Twitter, we're on Twitter. And so like us on Facebook. Go find some of our music on YouTube. Go find us, like us, listen to us. And I don't know how you heard us, Dawn, or how you first heard our music, but we're glad you did.
Speaking of our music, great stocking stuffer.
That's exactly right. And I'll just share. I was telling your mom yesterday that when I'm not new to radio. I've had another music show for some time, and when I've been wanting to start this Bluegrass show for a while. And as I started doing my homework for the show, I just started doing a generic search online for Bluegrass bands, and you guys popped up in a search. And, of course, I'm like checking it out. And when I first heard your music, I was like, oh, my gosh, these guys are awesome. So that's just how I found it, just completely by accidentally on purpose, I guess is the best way to put that. And so it was great. It was a great purpose-filled accident. Let's just put it that way.
I'm glad it happened. Me too. Even though it does sound random, but I think it was.
It does, but that's exactly the God's honest truth. I mean, that's exactly what I was doing because I didn't know where to start. And so it was really neat how that happened, and what a pleasant surprise for me to my ears when I heard your music. I was like, oh my goodness. So what a real treat for me. But nonetheless, you guys are awesome, and I just want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas and happy, wonderful holiday season, and a Happy New Year as well, and may God's blessings be upon you as you go forward.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, Dawn.
Appreciate it.
All right. Have a great night, all. Take care.
Okay.
Thank you, Dawn. You too.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye-bye. All right, folks, we have been speaking with the Trinity River Band, and oh my gosh, they've just won my heart. They are some of the best people, and just a wonderful, heartwarming chat with them about so many different things. But I'm telling you, if you've never heard their music, guess what? You're going to get to hear their music in just a few moments. Got a couple cuts I'm going to play off of their latest album. And one thing I didn't ask them about, one of the cuts on the album is a song that was released in the 70s by the Pure Prairie League called Amy. And I know many of you out there, if you're diehard music fans like I am, you know the song. And I love the fact that they've done it bluegrass style. I love any modern pop, rock, or whatever song that is done bluegrass style. I love the way that sounds, and it's kind of like reinventing it, and it just turns out better, actually. And so it's a great song, and I'm going to play that one. I'm also going to play Today It Don't Look Like Rain, and also What Did I Ever Do? So here you are with Trinity River Band.
I can bring the storm clouds be right there by my side, feeling in the clouds, stuck on the ground. Don't know why you love me, but I'm glad you do. I thank the Lord above every night for you. Can't guarantee sunshine in the morning, but today it don't look like rain. Love is easy in fair weather. It's so hard to make it through. So proud to say they may overtake the tomorrow, but today it don't look like rain. Like rain.
See why you think you belong to me. Never let you try to think or let you see one thing for yourself. Now you're off with someone else and I'm alone. See, I thought that I might keep it for my own. Hey, me, what you wanna do? I think I could stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Don't you think the time is right for us to find all the things you thought were proper could be right in time? And can you see which way we should turn together all alone? I can never see what's right or what is wrong. Don't you take too long to tell me. Hey, me, what you wanna do? I think I could stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Come to what you want, you've had your way. And all the things you thought before just faded into gray. And can you see that I don't know if it's you or if it's me? If it's one of us, I'm sure we both will see. me to tell me, baby, what you wanna do. I think I can stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Falling in and out of love with you. Falling in and out of love with you. Don't know what I'm gonna do. I keep falling in and out of love with you. Driveway, put my old Chevy in the park. This overtime is killing me, always driving home in the dark. When you meet me at the door, my attitude starts to change. By the time you put your arms around me, everything's alright again. Tell me, what did I ever do to deserve you? What do you see in me that makes you stay? Even though it feels so right, I can't help but wonder why. Every time you say you love me and gently touch my face, what did I ever do? What did I ever do? Girl, sometimes I think you must be blind. If you ever find a cure, you'll change your mind. Leave me behind. Then I walk into the bedroom, tired out as I can be. Crawl into your loving arms and hold you close to me. The moon appears to shine the silver light down from above. Might not understand, but I'm so grateful for your love. What did I ever do to deserve you? What do you see in me that makes you stay? Even though it feels so right, I can't help but wonder why. did I ever do?
What did I ever do?
That is Trinity River Band, our special guest this evening, and that was What Did I Ever Do? And before that, you heard the old Pure Prairie League remake, Amy, and kicking the set off today, It Don't Look Like Rain, which is the title cut from their latest album. And again, if you'd like to check out Trinity River Band online, you can go to their website, trinityriverband.com. You can also follow them on Twitter at Trinity River. Let me make sure I'm giving it Trinity R Band. And also, if you look them up on Facebook at Trinity River Band, you'll be able to find them there. And their website has the list of upcoming tour dates, pictures, the whole 9 yards. And they are just a wonderful family, great family indeed, made up of Mike, Lisa, Josh, Brianna, and Sarah Harris. So we are just so appreciative of their time this evening and want to give them a huge thank you for being our special guest. And many, many thanks to all of you for joining us as well. And if you're brand new to our program, again, welcome aboard to the planet. Welcome to the Bluegrass Planet family. We're glad to have you here, and we certainly hope that won't be your last time with us. And that is actually going to wrap our show for this evening. But before we close, I want to let you know that coming up this weekend on Sunday afternoon, we will be over on Spreaker.com. We will be bringing to you 2 hours of the best indie, bluegrass, country, folk, and Americana music that we found anywhere on our Pickin' and Jammin' Showcase. And so that starts at 3 p.m. Eastern Sunday afternoon. We hope that you can join us for that. And then coming up on Monday night, we have got a double header for you. We have Kevin Richardson, and he is going to be with us at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we also have Lou Reed from Lou Reed in Carolina. He will be with us at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So we hope that you will join us for those interviews, especially if you're fans of either one of those guys and their bands. And we've got a lot of great guests coming on our show over the next month or so, and we've just about completely booked up for all of January, and we're starting to book for February dates now, and we're going to be bringing you a lot of IBMA Bluegrass artists and up-and-coming artists like the Trinity River Band, who are just a matter of time of becoming a big household name in bluegrass music. So we certainly hope that you will continue to tune in and listen to our program, because we try to bring you the best of the best. So in any event, thank you again so much for being with us this evening and taking a little time out of your evening to spend with us. It means so much, and we greatly appreciate it. Well, have a great evening, all, and we will be back here on Sunday, as I said, 3 p.m. Eastern for Pickin' and Jammin' Showcase, and look forward to that and hope that you will be right here with us. Have a great evening. Enjoy your Friday, and have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care, all. God bless, and good night. You've been listening to Bluegrass Planet Radio. Find us on the web at bluegrassplanetradio.com, on Twitter at Bluegrass Planet, and on Facebook at Bluegrass Planet Radio. Thank you for joining us.